Welcome back. This is R for Economics. And in one of the previous lectures, we had a series called NV, which was just a series of numbers. This thing we can see 0, 2 to 19, and then 29 to 33. And we were able to compute the mean down here, 14.33333. And we could compute the variance fairly easily. So this is the first two moments of the data. Now, what about skewness? Well, let's just type skewness. Well, that doesn't seem to work. So, or kurtosis. So we're unable to get the first 4 moments. We can get the first 2, but we can't get the third and fourth, or any ones higher than that. So what's going on with R? Well, the way R works is it deals with packages. And what packages are is a series of libraries that allow you to actually improve your functionality of R by just adding it on. Now, if you look down here in the bottom section, there's something called libraries. So packages and libraries that are available. And as you scroll through, you see that there's lots of them. There's MaxLic, there's QuadProg, and so on and so on. Now, the one we want is we're going to use time-date. So if we click on time-date, we can get an idea of which functions are in here. And we went through this before. And if we went to S, we could go down here and we could find skewness. So this is the way packages work, is that it's got these functions. And if we want to know what was in skewness and what was the format, well, you type skewness and enter it. So how do we get this wonderful thing? Well, if we go back to packages and we just say time date, you can see here in the console it said library time date. So now if we go up to our skewness, we can get the skewness of the series. And if we wanted the kurtosis, we can now get the kurtosis and see excess kurtosis. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we go back to time date, we have skewness, and we can see that the method that it uses is the moment or the Fisher, and you can choose it. The default is usually the first one. So it's a moment. And if we had, and we have these other options as well, and this is if you want to remove not a numbers in your calculations. So these are things that maybe there was an error and 6 was actually a missing data point. It would come in as not a number. And you can remove that. If we go back, we can go look at the kurtosis function, and we'll see that it's very similar, that it has an NA and then a method, excess, moment, and Fisher. And you'd usually want moment. Well, there is, in this package, there is not a moment function. So now we have an issue that we could add our library, but is there a library for this? Well, in R, what you do is you go to Google and you Google what you're interested in, well, moment, and then type the letter R, and then you simply find it. Well, what did I find? I found a library called moment. There's a package called moment. So let's just install a package. So if we want to install package separated with comma, we just want to install moments. And we say, that's all fine, repository install. And it installs, and it goes through this process of installing everything. And then we go library, moments. Okay. And if we go down here, we can see that moments is now in our list. And we could have installed it just by selecting that one. So they're masked. So it's already being done by time date. So now we can get our 5th moment, where we just type in moment, and then it even tells us what we need, NV, our order, we want the fifth moment, and we want central equals true. And that should be sufficient. Control Enter. And now we've got the fifth moment. Great. So this has been another tutorial. And now you know that there are libraries and packages in order to solve problems which seem obvious. And everything you need to do is just Google R.